Hello, everyone, and welcome to the day number 4. Okay, before starting this session, I would like to remind you something. You know that you need to create your flashcards with a vocabulary of unit given. Okay, so I don't repeat the exercise in these videos because you previously saw, you previously learned about how to make them in the previous units, in unit 7 and unit 8. So, my friends, from this session, in the future, okay, you will need to create your flashcards in the day number 2. The day number 2 is going to be the day in which you are going to start making your flashcards with the expressions given in the unit and the vocabulary too. For example, in the unit 9, we are studying about the different vocabulary related to city, okay? And, for example, you have the expression, how can I get to? So you can moderate the expression, how can I get to the bank? How can I get to the drugstore? And use a vocabulary, of course, that you also search, okay? So this is your opportunity to start practicing with the flashcards. And remember that day number 2 is going to be the day in which you are going to create your flashcards for every unit from now, okay, for and the other sessions in the future. Okay, so for this day number 2, we are going to do different exercises that are very familiar for you, of course. So let me show you. We already practiced the TH combination sounds. We already know about the position to make this sound, no? Okay, so now I need you listen to me, the pronunciation, and then you are going to start practicing and switch roles with your partners. Okay, so pay attention and please listen and be attentive to this pronunciation, especially of the word TH. This city is such as beautiful. I couldn't imagine something more perfect. I agree with you. It's totally beautiful. Let's look at our itinerary for today. Today is Monday, so we need to start by going to the bank. I need to pay some bills. You know what? I realize that everyone in the city is organized and clean. For example, if you see the sidewalks and tracks, there is not a bit of trash and citizens respect the stoplights as well. Good point. Okay, what is the next after going to the bank? Visiting the mall? Because I need to change my sneakers for my basketball class. And there will be excellent offers on this Black Friday. It's true. But remember, we also gotta go to the hospital to visit our friend Francois. And we won't have enough time for that if we go to the mall. Then what is the next in our itinerary? We need to be close to the city center. Okay, we're on the main street, number 33. You know what? It's almost lunchtime and my tummy is rumbling. According to our map, there is a restaurant 3 blocks away. Perfect, because I'm starving too. Yes, we could see, for example, that in this dialogue, you could see a lot of T pronunciation and TH pronunciation. Of course, don't forget to link the words. Let's see the part number 2. Now, let's see what we have to do for the rest of the week. Now, let's see what we have to do for the rest of the week. See, tomorrow, Tuesday, we're going to Francois' house. But how do we get there? I think we should ask someone else. Sir, excuse me, we need to go to this address. Okay, you may take the first bus at the 5th station of the main street. That is the fastest way to get there. Thanks a lot. Okay, I'm feeling under the weather now. I think the food was expired. I'm sorry about that. Well, we just have 3 more days to stay here before leaving. I noted. I hope to survive to these days. Besides, I need to return on Friday for my basketball classes in the stadium. That's right, but that's on the other side of the city. Let me give you a piece of advice. Just enjoy your stay here because there are just 3 days. For example, we can ski, play soccer, baseball, swimming, jogging, and much more leisure activities. Remember, the ball is in your court tennis. Okay, you're right. Moreover, I couldn't enroll in summer, spring, or even winter classes. Let's see, Francois. Okay, so now, my friends, it's your time to practice, to start practicing the conversation here. Okay, don't forget to focus on the pronunciation of the letter T and H. That is one of the most important objectives of this unit, in Unit 9. Okay, so start practicing for around 15 minutes, and then we're going to see the next part of this activity. Excellent. I could see that you are improving a lot. Okay. In this part, it's very important that in the previous activity, I mean in this part of practicing, you listen several times. Listen this audio several times so you can be more familiar with the activities, with the expressions, with the verbs. The idea is that you practice as much as possible. Okay. What is going to happen in the next part? You know, because you did this exercise previously. Okay, so you have the same conversation, and what you need to do? Exactly, very good. You need to complete the spaces in blank with the vocabulary given in the Unit 9. Okay, so listen as much as possible. When you feel sure that you have the ideas in mind, okay, you can take notes, of course, by the idea that you complete in your mind. You say, okay, this is, oh yeah, I know what is that word. I know, because I previously studied that. Okay. The idea so far is that you don't use a taking notes strategy, not yet. But if you feel you need to remember or to connect the idea, please go ahead. Okay, so for this activity, which is individual, you have around 10 minutes. Very good. Okay, my friends, the same you are going to do with the next part of the conversation. Remember, this conversation is a little long, so I need to divide this, and please do the same with the next part of the exercise. Good. I told you you are so good doing this. Okay. What is the next? It's the exact activity, but the difference is this time you are going to focus on not exactly the verbs. You are going to focus on the expressions. Exactly. Very good. So let's remember the expressions we already studied in this unit. Okay, so we have some of these here. Idioms, of course, yeah, some expressions view in unit A, maybe unit 7. Okay, we connect all the units, remember. Okay, so let's start practicing. Remember that when you finish this part, of course, you have the second part. Okay, first this. Let's start with this. Okay, let's take 10 more minutes to complete this part, and then we are going to continue with the second part of the same conversation. Okay, so let's go to the second part. And the same activity is related to the expressions, okay? Let's continue with the second part. And my friends, finally, you have the last activity so far before the day number 5, of course, which is the practice in groups. You have the part of the verb section, okay? So you need to identify what are the verbs that are being used in this part of units, okay? So try identify, listen with your eyes closed, even that is better because you can connect the ideas, the sound, the pictures, the conversation, listen the conversation in mind, okay? That is the important, that is the key of this course, the listen. So listen as much as possible, or the conversations, dialogues, pronunciations, combinations of letters. Okay, that is the success. That is the key part of this. Okay, so let's do the same. Let's listen again and connect this time the verbs, the actions in the conversation. And before finishing, we have the last part or the second part of this conversation. And of course, you complete the verbs too in this part. Now, my friends, it's time to listen to you. I need you record your voice with the dialogue and conversation completed. Okay, that is the main exercise so far. That you, after practicing several times with your partners and individually, you could read and pronounce better this time, okay, after being familiarized with all the vocabulary and expressions and pronunciation, of course. Okay, so now it's time to recording your voices. Okay, this is going to be individual, just recording your voice individually. Okay, and for the day number 5 of meeting, for our gathering, okay, we are going to work one of these activities. I mean, the activity could be activity 7, unit 7, unit 8, or unit 9. So come prepared to class and let's enjoy with all the material and resource we were acquiring and learning from this course. So I hope you could enjoy part of these sessions, and this day is number 3 and 4. See you the day number 5 with all the group. Take care. See you, my friends.